Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. Recently I read Karen Kingsbury's The Chance, and it's about um, a young girl named Ellie and a young boy named Nolan. And when they're about 15 they make a pact together to write each other letters and bury them underneath a tree where they used to meet. And Nolan always kids her that he's going to marry her someday. But the thing is, Ellie never knew that he actually meant what he said. And a series of events occur that separate the two of them. And it's a rather poignant and heartfelt story, I felt. It's rather enlightening as well, and very uplifting, because it's actually two love stories in one concerning Ellie's mother. And I thought that was really very intriguing the way that Karen did this. And as usual, it's really remarkably well written and very vivid. Um, and she always tends to have a gift to really tug at your heartstrings. And to me, it was one of the best of her love stories because it shows that love can be given a second chance, even though one may feel that period of time has long since passed. And it just proves that love in and of itself is an element that is not defined by what we really understand with our finite brains. Um, I think love in and of itself is an element that is quite resplendent in its way, and it shows how much God and love are intertwined, and that God is love. I'm not going to get too preachy with this review because I really don't want to turn people off, but it is a Christian book and Christian fiction. And if you're familiar with Karen's books, then you know how well written she is and just how magnificent she is with her wording. And she's a very vivid writer, and I love how visual she is and how sumptuous her descriptions are, especially in different places. And she mentions the bridge in this as well. If you've read the bridge, then this will kind of be a sequel to that. It just mentions it in passing, but I thought, oh, that's a really nice nod to that novel. That was also a very tremendously written book as well. And it's a very short book. It's a typical Kingsbury book, honestly. It's only 320 pages, but the next book is called 15 Minutes, and from what I've read, I think it's going to be even better. I'm not sure how she does it, but she's just really a remarkable storyteller. And one thing that kept coming back to me was the scripture, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And before that, it was what Paul said, and I don't know why this continues to keep coming like a boomerang at me, but the scripture is, I've learned how to uh, to be in want, and to abide, to be hungry, and to be filled. And I have learned that in whatever state I find myself, I shall be content. And this is so true of my life right now. I am currently on my way to get EKG certificate. I'll probably go into ultrasound as an arteriographer, or a venographer. I'm not sure. I guess those two would be interchangeable. But I really want to look at the vein structures and artery structures. Um, this is the pipeline of the entire body. I know it's kind of a weird way to equivocate it, but it's how I understand it. Uh, it is the basic engine of the whole body. The heart, in and of itself, is, and you got to keep that engine clean. Uh, and that would be my duty to help with that, because I'll go into holism as well, and I think that would be useful. But I think that particular scripture, when it came up, it just really was like a hammer on top of a nail. It just hit it right on top of the head. And I thought, yeah, God's talking to me again. I have learned that in the situation I am in now, which really isn't that bad, to be content. And yes, I'm still single, but that's okay, because um, I am learning what I need to do, where I'm needed to be, and how I can help other people. Uh, and this will all come to fruition very, very, very soon, I think. I will keep you updated as to how that comes to pass. And I mentioned a long time ago in my review for Soul Surfer of the two projects that I want to start. And the one that I could think of right off the top of my head is sort of like what Heifer does, but it would be called Project Kingfisher. And basically it would be to teach people how to subsist on their own, grow their own gardens, um, go out casting for their own fish, hunting their own game, and etc., or microloans and that sort of thing. The other would be just basic education, how to find what people are best at. But it would be motivation. I'm not sure what I would call it, but it would be helping people discover what their true talents are, in a way, and seeing what uh, what they're skilled at. And no personality test is going to do this for you. No IQ test is going to do this for you. You just have to have hands-on experience, seeing what you are really, really, really excellent in. And I want to do that, and I'm not sure how I would do it, but I'm not certain how many people would be able to make this vision come to reality. But this is how things should be done, I think. And it would be so useful to other people. And it just gave me the inspiration for that. The book did. Um, I think it's really a splendid book, and so very enlightening, and just I felt euphoric when I read it, and I felt that everything I read was sublime. And it's just the whole love story aspect I absolutely loved, and I dream of having a love story that wonderful to share someday, and I know it will happen. It's just it'll take time, and that's fine. I'm perfectly happy with this. I just know that work is more important than anything else, and I must be able to care for myself as well as my father. My father's very important, and he's doing much better. He had pneumonia in February, and had I not noticed the signs and the symptoms, I probably would not be speaking about him right now, which gives me pause. It kind of takes me aback. Um, However, I am pleased to say that he is in the process of healing. He's already had another appointment with his pain management specialist, and he had a second fluoroscopy injection in his facets, which are located in the lower lumbar region. He's doing much better, and he also had one in his rotator cuff, because his rotator cuff was kind of um, bugging him a little bit. He can move more freely, and I see him just see him um, being able to just engage with me more often than he had, and even joke around with me more freely. So I know this is a sign of improvement. If you've read previous Kingsbury books, this in and of itself is a standalone, but it's interesting because she her characters do mention the bridge, which is the previous novel that she wrote. So I thought that was a very quaint and clever nod to the previous novel. But if you do enjoy her her writing, I would certainly recommend it because it is truly a very light read. It's easy to just open it and get lost in it, and you only wish the best for the characters. They become like family, and I could not recommend anything better, honestly. Uh, I will be reading Descartes' Bones in the very near future, which I'm very excited to read it because Descartes is one of my favorite philosophers and mathematicians. So I will let you know what I think about that as soon as I am finished reading it. But that's basically all I have to say for now, and I will keep you informed whatever may come. So until next time, ciao!